Hey guys, this is Jeremy with Trek Parents. Wanted to make an initial setup video. I just bought the Warbonnet Blackbird XLC. I was originally looking at the Blackbird, and then I saw that it was rated for people up to 6 feet. I'm 6'2", so I sent them an email asking what they would recommend, and he said, and I believe it was Brandon that replied, to go ahead and get the XLC model, that it would be better for comfort. So the differences in the XLC and the Blackbird are the integrated bug netting that goes on the hammock is completely removable. Instead of just one side unzipping and then folding back, you can actually take the entire bug netting off and use it as just a lounging hammock. And you can have the winter top integrated into it too, but I believe that you have to buy that at the time of purchase, that it needs to be a match set, so you can't buy it individually afterward. I did not opt for that. I'm thinking maybe I should have, but I do some other things in the winter that I'm okay with. One of the first things I noticed was size. Most of you know that I use the Eno Jungle Nest for the last little bit, and it compresses pretty small. It's probably half the size of this. This is a much larger hammock anyway, but I did put it in a compression sack, and I got it down to just about the size of the Eno anyway. The bag that they give you is not a compression sack. The bag that they give you has openings on both ends, and so it allows you to draw the webbing or whatever your other suspension method is that you choose out without having to open the hammock, tie it off, go to the other side, pull the suspension out, and then bring it along to a tree. So I did pull the hammock out just to take a good look at it and see, and so I've already added carabiners to the webbing. They do not come with carabiners. You have to supply your own carabiners, so make sure that you know that before purchasing. But let's go ahead and set this thing up. Okay, so initially when I was setting it up, because I didn't know where I was at with the hammock in the bag, I didn't know what was the head end and what was the foot end. And from watching the videos that Warbonnet placed about setting your hammock up, I know that you wanted to have your feet end raised about 8 inches above the head end to keep from sliding into the foot. So I had to go ahead and readjust the webbing, which was no big issue. Another thing that I noticed when they were setting it up is they actually were setting the webbing up pretty high so that they could have their suspension kind of coming down at like a 25 to 30 degree angle. I'm not quite there, but that's because the trees are pretty close. But my suspension is set up pretty high. Before with my Eno Jungle Nest, I was using the Atlas straps, which had different loops, and you would just connect the different loops up and down. These self-locking D-rings on either end, and they make for easy adjustment. You just fold it back and then fish it through. Just fold back the D-rings and then fish the webbing through and make the adjustments there. I like these a lot better. And the Eno, because you have set placements, it made it pretty rigid. They're good, but I like these better. And the weight, these actually seem a little bit lighter. This is nice. You can see there's a tie out and some bungee cord to pull the netting out off your face. The thing that I realized on this one that I didn't pay attention to, and I made a rookie mistake, is there's only a single zipper, so it's not a double zip to shut. It's a single zip, and it runs the length of the entire hammock. So when I unzipped it all the way to the foot end, and forgot that I had to go back and get it closed. But it closes right here at the head, so it's always within arm's reach. So I like that. The material and the construction of the hammock is phenomenal. I mean, it is top notch. The sheer size of the hammock when you're laying inside, there's not a claustrophobic feeling. There's a large, it's open. And I like that it's got the integrated ridge line to keep the netting straight across. On the E&O Jungle Nest, it had 2 clips, and you had to run a separate ridge line when you were setting all your stuff up, and then you had to hang it, and you kind of had to have them spaced well enough so that it didn't droop in your face. And it was okay, but that was one of the features that I never really liked about the Jungle Nest. And then the other side, which I'll show you now, has an integrated shelf. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so you can see the shelf here. It's just got a guy line to 2 clips, and it pulls out this additional piece of fabric that's covered by the netting as well. It's probably 18 inches by, I don't know, 30 inches. So it's a good sized shelf. Put your shoes in there to keep them off the ground and keep bugs out of them. Put your water and everything in there. So that's pretty cool. Here is your additional foot box. So you'll lay asymmetrically across the hammock, spreads it out, and you'll have a nice flat sleep. Okay, here you can see inside. I'm 6'2", sleeping asymmetrically, and I am laying almost completely flat. This rolls back. Here's the ridge line. Mine's a little tight right now. It may need to be a little looser just for comfort of sleeping. But you can see the sheer space of this thing. Access to the shelf. And it is pretty comfortable. So here it is opened up. I've got the double layer so that I could throw my sleeping pad in just to hold it a little bit easier. For those of you that have never camped in a hammock with a sleeping pad before, it can become a little bit frustrating just because it's always shifting and sliding on you. So this just adds an extra layer of kind of maintaining it. So that is the Warbonnet XLC. I plan on taking this in the field and doing another field test review pretty soon. The temperatures have been dropping pretty low here in the North Georgia mountains, so I'm waiting until they get above 35. So, but thanks again for taking a look, and if you're looking to purchase one, go to warbonnetoutdoors.com. Thank you.